Hello and welcome along to the promotion party. It's season 9 episode 8 of this FM20 story, The Head Coach, and today we play our final game of the season against Brighton, knowing that our Burnley side are already champions. We sealed promotion last time out, we followed that up with becoming champions, and now we're chasing 110 points and a remarkable finish to the season. For the last 2 games we've been playing youngsters, and just like the final game last season, you'll be seeing many of them in action today. Some of them looking to become stars of the future, and some looking to cement their place in a Premier League squad next year. The one slight concern off the pitch is money, as you can see. Does that mean we're going to be forced into selling in the summer? The director of football's already worked on a couple of contracts, some of those that I thought might be the ones leaving last time out. So we'll take a look at that and review our performance this season at the end. But we've got a game to play first, and we're facing off against Brighton, the biggest spenders in this division. But before we go and get into that and finish the season with a party at Burnley, please do click back in the eye above to catch up with any of the season so far if you've missed it. There's also a link to all of our other playlists and series, including the Dorking Wanderers story, a massive week in that one as well, so please do catch up with that if you can. The start of the current season is the perfect time to join along, and there's a link to episode 1 in the eye above too. And there's also the 2 Sunday series, which of course continue tomorrow. The FM20 Network Career, Barnet v Chesterfield, myself against a co-host, and in our Stadium Review series on Sunday, a first glimpse into the real footballing world on the channel. But if you're looking forward to this one, a big game, an enjoyable game, and a chance to see some of our brilliant young stars in action, please do put a thumbs up on the video. If you haven't already and you don't want to miss any of the content we just mentioned, subscribe down below to keep up to date with all new alerts as episodes are released. And don't forget, we've also got a live stream Tuesday as well. What a way to celebrate promotion to the Premier League. We'll be watching Neil Dewsnip at work. The window closes before the start of the season in the Premier League, so we'll get to see absolutely everything in that stream. So this Tuesday at 10 o'clock, if you're able to join me, please do pop along. It's going to be a big one. I really enjoyed it last year, and I hope I can provide the same for you this time round. But you can see some of the stars we're going to be talking about later as we turn our attentions to Burnley. Sunday Balogun, 32 goals. Ryan Summerskill, an absolute star between the sticks. And some really good performers across the rest of the team as well. But let's have a quick look at the results that got us to where we are now. And look at that, it's 10 wins in a row as we come into this one. You're with me for Charlton and Salford last time, our 2 former clubs we got one over on. We then won 2-1 at Bristol City. 2-0 up for our Balogun's penalty and Owen Edmonds, the homegrown youngster. Brendan Galloway, who featured in our Luton beat a save back at the start of this cycle. He got one back in stoppage time. I'm pretty sure that happened last time out as well. Did we not show it earlier this season? Must have been last year. Maybe it was the first season at the club. I'm sure it was. Brendan Galloway who got the late goal. But either way, we won that game, and with it, of course, the title. It kept us 10 points clear, but with only 9 to play for. Then at home to Wimbledon, a 4-1 victory. You can see there the massive changes to the lineup. Bonner started, so did Coleman at centre-back. Robinson, Stevens, Vaughan, Lowry, all coming in. Harrop, Andy May and Carl Whitehouse off the bench. And it was a comprehensive victory. Lowry and Vaughan both getting a goal on their starts. Edmonds and Balogun, 2 of the real stars, getting a goal apiece as well. And then even more remarkably, a 3-0 win at Brentford. It meant they couldn't catch Watford anymore. They were resigned to 3rd place. Callum Bonner getting his first goal for the club, and then Balogun and Simpson in the second half. But a wonderful performance, a wonderful effort from these young lads, and they're going to get another chance against Brighton today. So the only man out is Gavin Smith, for some reason suspended, maybe sent off in an under-23 game because he hasn't featured for the first team, but it means I can't give him an appearance either. The dynamics look fantastic, as you'd probably expect. The team really love us. We've got our new contract, which we saw last time out, and we don't have to worry about anything else today. We're getting promoted. We've won the league. Watford will be in second behind us, and the playoffs are all sorted as well. The bottom of the league, Luton and Salford have both secured their safety. They got results towards the end of the year, and the 3 relegation teams confirmed. So actually, probably the least eventful championship final day you will ever see. It's very rare there's nothing to play for. I guess the only thing that can switch is Brentford and Southampton in terms of positions, which will decide who plays who in the semi-finals of the playoffs. But otherwise, there's absolutely nothing in it. So let's go and get into this. Sunday Balogun, now the top assist maker in the league as well. He's overtaken Dewsbury Hall of Forest and Jamie Higgins of his teammate. And he scored 32 goals as well. So if we do lose him in the summer, it will be a blow. But Leon Lowry's not far off him either. Interestingly, he's not wanted anymore. We'll talk a bit more about that afterwards. And he will complete today's record of starting every championship game. We're heavy favourites. It's probably not based on the 11 we're picking today, which is slightly weakened, but the same as the last two matches, and we were brilliant in both of those. We've still got the same 3 other youngsters on the bench if we need them, but it is a heavily rotated team and lots of players getting a chance. I did tinker with the idea of bringing Cobalt back today, but he's 30, he's been out a long time. I've got a feeling he'll be gone in the summer. So let's look at the 11 that we are playing. It's Summerskill in goal, the homegrown keeper, playing every single league game this season too. Wardley and Bonner the fullbacks, with Simpson alongside Coleman at centre-half. The young lad coming in alongside Simpson rather than Palmer Brown, his former partner. We've got Lowry on the right, who will push further forward when we get into it. Robinson and Vaughan in the middle. Edmonds over on the left. And then Glenn Stevens behind Sunday Balogun up front, with changes available if we need them. So let's get into it. A massive game for the club. Can we go out with a bang, and can some of these youngsters cement their place in the Premier League squad? Here we go then. That one took a bit of a long time to load. You can see that Brighton have got some brilliant players going forward. McAllister in the number 10 role, an Aussie international. He was also a bit of a wonder kid in the game. Aaron Connolly up front. We've managed him before. Stayed at Brighton his whole career. We had him with Ireland, of course, and he was one of the men that got us out of jail in that group. So we do have fond memories of him. We've got Areola in goal, the old PSG keeper. Must be getting on a bit now. Todd Cantwell on the left wing. Roden at centre-half. Not so many regens, actually. Quite a few of the players that you'd be used to. I think that's Calvin Phillips on the bench as well. Is it? Yes, it is. So a lot of players that were young, good players in real life, and they have turned them into experienced pros at Brighton. They're paying them big money, and they're not really getting the rewards as they finished outside the playoffs. And if they haven't already, they will be sacking their manager at the end of this. So we've just motivated the lads. We're going to make those slight tactical tweaks. Lowry going as an inside forward on attack. And then we're going to go and get into this game. And let's see if the youngsters can do us proud again. Well, a quiet 15 minutes to start, but we pick up the ball with Coleman switching it to the left to Edmonds. To the byline, beats a couple. The keeper's made a mistake there. Balogun slides in. His predatory instincts took over. Just tried to get something on it, but in the end it was cleared off the line and hacked away for a Burnley throw-in. The first shot on target, but stopped in its tracks, and now it's a Brighton corner. McAllister, who we highlighted, takes it. Into Blas. Roden's flicked it in. 1-0 to Brighton. I mean, it means a lot, really. They're still going to be devastated. They're blaming Bonner for the goal. Seems a little bit harsh. They're not fully developed, some of these lads. I think Bonner's still, 17? Just turned 18, maybe? He's 18 in a few weeks. So that's how young and how inexperienced some of these boys are. But Lowry's picked it up on the right and unfortunately lost it again. Falls for Simpson, though. One of the first team regulars starting today. Back to Summerskill, another one in goal. He's got Coleman laying short, and we're just going to play it out from the back. There's no real change in mentality. There's no rush. There's no disappointment. There's no panicking. Although Wardley's been caught in possession. He took an age there. Tete goes in, straight at Summerskill, and we got away with one there at left back. Wardley playing is definitely an area that needs improvement. Cobalt, I would expect to be sold, providing there's interest in him. Don't forget, he's still the highest paid player at the club. Cobalt, the left back, who's been out for 3 months. So if we can get rid of him, or the director of football can sell him on or loan him out, I'll be happy. As Balogun forces a good save from the keeper, Lowry pouncing high up the pitch to win it back. But I think that's the one area I'm looking at with a bit of worry for next year. I've got to think right fullback as well, because Furlong's 32 now. Bonner's 17, probably not ready to be first choice. So we are going to do with 2 new fullbacks. I think that's my main priority this summer. But of course, the beauty of this save is I have no say in that. Neil Dewsnip, since we've been here, has been our best director of football ever. He has found the best positions and where we need to improve the most, as Cantwell puts one wide for the away team. And we just need to trust him to do the same again. If it had been Salford, I know we'd have no chance. But here, I feel like he'll listen. Into the box, it's goal from a corner again. Roden's volley saved by Summerskill. And the set pieces have done us here. The youngsters not competing in the air. And at half-time, it's 2-0 Brighton. And unfortunately, the season's going to end in disappointment. But a decent performance. The lads are working hard. We're going to lay into them because the assistant said it. And to be honest, we want to try and get a reaction. But quite a few of them are looking nervous here. So I'm not sure if we're going to get much out of that. Let's try and encourage them. Not really had an effect. So with an hour gone, I've got to think about who we can bring on. I want to think about staying in the game as well. So Balogun probably not going to come off. Although he's furious. Bonner's nervous. Do we take him off? Maybe so. Craig Robinson can go right back. We can bring on a central midfielder in the form of Harrott. He might be able to compete there, though he doesn't particularly like being a deep line playmaker, prefers to be in the number 10 role ideally. Edmonds on the left isn't happy, so Whitehouse can come on for him. Don't forget, only came through in our youth intake last episode, and now he is playing regularly in the first team. It's his third successive substitute appearance, 4-star potential, and on reflection I was probably a bit harsh in the last one. I said it wasn't a great youth intake, but if it hadn't been for the other ones already at Burnley the years before, I probably would have thought he was brilliant, so I do need to say sorry to him. Hopefully he'll make it. And then, do you know what? I might take Balogun off. He's not been great. We can take him or Lowry realistically, so I'm going to take Balogun off. It's not been the best day for him. He's had a long, hard season. The last thing we want is him getting injured going into the summer. So we've got to think about that as well. And fingers crossed we can keep him fit. It's a Craig Robinson corner. Can we get one back? Andy May with the header. Nearly made an instant impact. Don't forget, was it the first or second game of the season? He came on and scored a goal. And then he picked up a knock and his season's just sort of frittered away. His potential's gone down. He doesn't look like quite the same player. But he is getting his chances at the moment. He tries to flick that one on but loses out in the air. And to be honest, this Brighton team with all of its experience just looks a little bit too know-how for us. They don't seem to be competing as Aaron Connolly's in. Good save by Summerskill and Simpson there to mop up. And although it's been an even game in terms of the stats, you have to say Brighton have had the better chances. They lead 2-0 with 15 to go, and it's disappointment for Burnley, although Lowry's got a free kick into the back post. Simpson there, straight at the keeper. Just not really taken advantage. We've had a few good chances from those set pieces, and we've not made any of them count today. And the immediate success is Brighton coming forward and going straight through from the goal kick. Connolly in, Summerskill saves again, but that's just too easy. And the problem for me is the centre-halves are both proper players. Coleman's a 22-year-old, played for us last year. Simpson's first choice should be doing better. And Connolly, again, has just run through a lot of them. This is getting embarrassing at the back. Where on earth's it come from? We're going to go attacking. Try and resolve the threat by pushing the other way instead. And we've got to throw in at left-back with Wardley. He's not had a good year and not had the best season, to be honest. I was so excited about him coming back, but he just hasn't developed in the way we'd hope. But here's Harrott, the young 17-year-old, back to Simpson and now Robinson, who's out at right back. Finds Lowry, charging at the defence. He's such a good young player. Beats two and shoots, but it's wide of the post. Leon Lowry, a really good player, still improving off the pitch. But today is not his day. McAllister, oh, what a save. Summerskill makes another good save from the free kick. McAllister has looked every bit the wonder kid he was at the start. And I've got a feeling he's going to be crucial to their success next year. But the main thing I wanted to talk about as well is we are looking at starting a stream series with Brighton soon, once we've got this transfer window out the way on Tuesday. And here comes Andy May down the left. Can he give us one less problem to think about? Takes on a man, lovely cross, headed away, and now Brighton on the counter. And this is the problem we're going attacking, although Coleman comes out and meets it really well. It's been quite an eventful match, lots of highlights, lots of attacks, as Harrott picks it up on the right wing again. We're just not good enough here though. Andy May can't get on the end of that, and it falls for Jack Vaughan 30 yards out. Into Harrott. He's got an overlap on the right if he can find them. Instead they go inside to Stevens and now Vaughan. Stevens again. Back to Whitehouse. Can the young sub get his first goal for the club? Trying to get into that advanced position, and it's out to the right to Craig Robinson again. A good spell of concerted pressure for Burnley here. Into Stevens, back to Harrott. Good effort that from the youngster. Wonderful save. It's behind for a corner. And if we can get one back, it would at least give us something to cheer. Robinson puts the ball into the box. Simpson loses out. Oh, Glenn Stevens. Barely played a game this year and he has skied that miles over. Last year he probably would have scored it, but this year he's pretty much lost all of his composure. It's a 2-0 defeat. Brighton do win. Thankfully for us, it meant absolutely nothing. A lot of the youngsters putting in a good shift. So let's go and look at how the season looks overall and how well some of these boys have done for us. So we finished the championship campaign on 107 points. Watford lost as well, they're on 92. Southampton did nick third in the end. Very good from them after a shaky start. Let's see what the media have said. They profit from wasteful clarets, so we certainly didn't get outplayed. More possession, more shots, just didn't make it happen. Though they did have some really clear-cut ones. Andy May's on a bit of a goal drought. 7 matches that is now, although most of those off the bench again. And he is starting to improve again, so there are some positives there. But he's one of the older ones at 20, and I'm starting to think, would he benefit more from a season of football next year? He's never been out on loan, and it might be a good thing for him. His opportunities with Balogun and Lowry at the club are going to be very limited, so perhaps sending him out is the best thing to do. We'll think about that in the summer. Maybe the director of football will loan him out then. We can put him back in the under-23s and they effectively work them out. Solskjaer at Turf Moor, Sheffield United boss. Watching two of our players and one of theirs. Roden certainly caused problems from set pieces. We'll deal with a press conference off camera, that's not important. But let's review our season before we go. A brilliant championship season, a terrible FA Cup defeat, and an average Carabao Cup campaign. We're not going to worry about the Cups next year, depending on the squad we've got, because staying up is priority number one. And then a year after, we can start to think about more trophies. But let's not forget, for us as a manager, that is the first trophy of our career, and to win the championship is a pretty big one, I'd argue. Will we get job offers in the summer? We'll find out in a live stream on Tuesday. But there's certainly an opportunity for it. We've done a really good job, and the manner we've won it will surely attract people. Don't forget, in the winter we had an interview with Stoke, who were relegation threatened in the Premier League at the time. Not sure if they've stayed up in the end. Let's go and have a quick look. Well, they're 2 points clear with a couple to go, and they've got a big game against Barnsley. So win that, they may well be up next season. But there are a few jobs that may well come up, and we have to be realistic. I love the Burnley job. I love being on 40 grand a week and having a Premier League team. But if you get that big offer from a massive club, you just have to accept it. Will we get offers from abroad? We've managed Ireland. We've got international reputation. Perhaps that'll be the case. But let's finish off by looking at the squad, seeing how they've performed this year. Who are the key stars here? So in terms of average rating, there's only one man at the top. And in fact, that will apply to every column we go down. Sunday Balogun, 7.47. We also owe a huge amount of credit to Eric Palmer-Brown. We were a bit worried in the window when Mejas went back to China. We understood the reasons, lots of money, 140 grand a week. But we didn't know if we were going to get a satisfactory replacement. Eric Palmer-Brown has been more than that. 5 goals, 3 assists, solid defensively. And what a wonderful pro he's turned out to be. Rob Simpson alongside him also performed well, probably improved as a result, and got 10 goals from centre-half. Such a threat from set pieces. Jamie Higgins, a great rating, loads of assists. Fran Villalba, just like Monchu the winter before. I complained to the director of football. I thought, have we spent a bit too much? Is he really going to benefit us? And he's been one of the key players all year, so he's proven me wrong yet again. We've got Orellana up there. Edmonds has had a good campaign. And Rod Coleman, when he's played, has done decently too. Monchu, that January signing we talked about, he's been above a 7 as well. I mean, there's just so many good performers. The likes of Monchu, I do worry, will be gone next season. They're the ones who, realistically, they're not homegrown players. They're a bit older. They're worth quite a lot of money and they're on big wages. We saw it before with Shackleton when we first joined. They're the sorts of players who go. Mayhas in the summer. And maybe Monchu will be the next of them. But either way, a really good season. Top goal scorer very quickly. Balogun with 32. Rob Simpson with 10 from the back. And then 9 apiece for Lowry and Edmonds. For Lowry off the bench loads, that's a really good return. Villalba got 8 as well. And Jack Vaughan with 4. We've got to mention him. A couple of screamers and a couple of crucial winners. Top of the assist, Balogun and Higgins miles above. Fran Villalba and Edmonds closing in on double figures too. And Monchu got a fair few. Darryl Furlong from right back. A really good pro for us, but just starting to decline physically now. Age is catching up with him. He's only got 1 year left on his contract. Will the director of football realistically keep him? In the past, in these sorts of series, players have often been sold on at that stage. So I've got a feeling Furlong might be the one. Damari Gray got 4 assists. He's got to be off surely. Probably been the flop of the season. I was really excited about him joining. He was injury prone, he's declining, and he's just not good enough. In terms of appearances, Balogun top, Summerskill both started every league game. Edmonds just missed 1, Simpson just missed 4. So good to see 3 of the homegrown players up there. A really great season, and there's no one I can criticise, as Burnley are champions and going back to the Premier League. So if you did enjoy this episode, seeing some of the youngsters get a run out, and seeing how brilliant these boys have been this season, please do put a thumbs up on the video. I really hope you can join me on Tuesday morning for the live stream. 10 o'clock here on the channel will be going live, and we'll play through from the start of the transfer window in June all the way to the start of the Premier League season. Just as we did last time, I had a really great time last season, so please do pop along if you can, and get involved in the chat. Let us know what you think of the signings as they come and leave the club. Let me know in the comments who your favourite player's been this year, who's been the star. Have we got any chance of keeping hold of Sunday Balogun? I'm sure we'll be wanted in no time at all. And of course, please do subscribe to the channel and turn your notifications on. You'll get alerts as daily episodes release on the channel from FM20 Monday to Saturday. We've got our usual 2 stories, this one and then our Dorking Wanderer save as well. We've just started our 12th season in the other save. It is the perfect time to pick it up. So please do give it a try in the eye above if you haven't already. I really do appreciate it greatly. The Stadium Review series continues tomorrow. You can catch up with that series above as well. And of course you'll get notifications as we start live streaming, and that will be on Tuesday for a big transfer special. So a massive thanks for watching this one and your continued support through another season. I feel the content's improving and the feedback and watch time has been amazing as well. So thank you so much. And hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday as we go live and let Neil Dewsnip get to work in the Director of Football's Premier League transfer special.